Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about the Mamiya C330 twin lens reflex. Is it capable of good results? Yes, it absolutely is. Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about this camera here, the Mamiya C330, and what is it capable of. I've been shooting with the twin lens reflex for a number of years, and mostly I've been shooting slide film. So I'm going to scan some of these and put them on the video here and talk you through what I done when I took the shots. So here you can see a still life setup that I done, and that still life was taken probably about 10 years ago, and the detail that is shown in the original file is excellent. Colour rendition is very good. This is just one example of what you'll get if you're taking slides using the twin lens reflex. Okay, so here we have an image of the city of Heidelberg in Germany, and it was much darker than you would think on this image, and you can see that the contrast of the lights on the walls are overexposed, but that was unavoidable. You can see the reflection on the road. The colour rendition is excellent. It's sharp, not the greatest image in the world, but it's a nice image, and it shows what this camera can do. So this was a landscape image. This was one of my favourite images taken with this camera, and if I remember, I had rigged something up to put a graduate filter on the camera. Not an easy thing to do with the twin lens reflex, but you can see that the sky is a little bit darker than maybe it should be, but I quite like it. It was in very strong sunshine, and it's sharp, it's got good colour, the greens are good, the reds really pop. I believe it was Velvia was the film that I used at that time, the slide film for this shot. Nice image, very happy with it. So this image was taken in Scotland, just a river. I stopped a car at a parking spot and climbed down off the grass verge, and this is what was in front of me. And basically what I done, if I can remember right, I focused on that large rock in the foreground just beyond those green leaves, and I think at that time I was using f11. Nice shot. It was kind of dark, so you get the movement in the water, but you can really see the detail in this shot. This again is one of my favourite images taken with this camera. This is a good camera and will definitely produce good results. Well, this shot is probably my favourite out of all the photographs that I took with this camera, and I remember lots of details of taking this. I had picked some poppies and I wanted to take photographs of them, but it was really hot and they wilted really quickly, and what I did was I put them down on top of an old oil drum. You can see in the top left corner there's the edge of the oil drum, and there was blue paint on the oil drum, but it had rusted off and flaked off and was rusty, and it just looked really good. Now I spent a lot of time setting up this shot because it's not an easy one to do with a twin lens reflex because of parallax error. But the reason I remember so much about this shot, I took it at about f16, and I believe it was about, well, I don't know, I think about 60th of a second or something. The reason I remember so much about this shot is because I entered it in a competition in the UK for a magazine called Practical Photography. It was a flower competition, and it came second. and with the money that I got from that competition, I went out and bought myself my first real tripod, the first decent quality tripod that I ever owned. So that's the reason I remember it. But yeah, again, it proves that this this camera can take decent photographs. So this is a photograph of the old jetty that was at the bottom of Glen Fruin. It's long gone now. Years ago it fell down, fell apart and was removed, I believe. But this was taken probably 15-20 years ago, this shot. Again, taken on slide film. You can see that there's a lot of detail in the foreground. It's a nice shot, it's detail in the sky. There was no graduate filter or anything used. That was the sky, and fortunate to get good exposure. Kind of flat lighting, but still a nice shot, and it's a good example of the detail that you get even at a distance in a landscape shot. Another example, yes, the camera can take good quality images. This photograph was taken in Scotland at the ferry port across to Ardnamurchan. I can't remember the name of the lighthouse though. It was a long time ago. But one of the images that I really liked at the time, I don't know, maybe it's too central or whatever, there's something about it. But it shows you how clear this, the quality of these photographs are. Lots of detail, nice sky, just a nice shot. Another good example of what the camera can do if it's used correctly. Again, this photograph was taken a long time ago, maybe 20 years ago. It's just before you get to Glencoe is a place called Rannoch Moor, and in the background it's Black Mount, one of my favourite places in the world to take photographs. And it was really cold that day, but you can see in this image that the foreground is sharp all the way to the background, and obviously had the camera on a tripod, and the colours, there's no filter or anything on this. The colours are the actual colours, and I love this shot. It's a fantastic shot, for me anyway. And so I hope you've enjoyed looking through some of these photographs taken with the twin lens reflex, and if you have, please take the time to like the video, and if you think it is worth your while coming back, then please subscribe, because it does help my channel. Thanks very much for sticking it out this long, and hope to see you back here soon. Till next time, thanks very much, and bye bye.